Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Ask Leah. Tonight's question came in via LinkedIn, and it's a great question, a leadership question, and it is this. How do I best explain to an underperforming team member the impact their behaviour is having on the rest of the team? Really tricky situation. Now, I've got a whole heap of tips and tricks and frameworks around having a difficult conversation, but in this case, I want to share one key piece of advice. And that is the importance of considering your audience, so considering this underperforming person and what their motivations and drivers are. What drives them? What connects with them? What do they care about? Because absolutely, you have your message that you need to convey, but you need to think about the best way to tailor your approach to cut through. So let me give you an example. You might have someone who doesn't actually care about the impact that their behaviour has on the rest of the team. And if you approach it from that standpoint where, look, this is having a real impact on Mary and, she's feeling really hurt by the way you speak to her. If this person doesn't care about other people's feelings, that's not going to resonate. However, if you know what they do care about, perhaps this person has been for a promotion and missed out on it. Perhaps the reason they missed out on the promotion was because their communication is lacking and it's having an impact on their relationships with other people, and that's not why they got the job. If I was having a conversation with this person about their communication style and the impact it has, rather than focusing on the impact it has on their colleagues and the team, if I knew this person was keen to step up and get a promotion, that's how I would frame the conversation. I'd say something like, look, I know you went for this job and that you're really keen to seek higher opportunities. And one of the keys to being able to do that is going to be the development of your communication and your soft skills. This is the key to your success in getting the role. So how can we work on that? You need to engage the person you're talking to. Now, that example is actually one I've come across before in my work. I worked with a senior executive who was having trouble with a middle manager. They were a very command and control style leader. They thought learning communication and developing their soft skills was all this fluff. They didn't really care about it. And this executive had tried multiple times to cut through about the impact his behaviour was having on the rest of his team, and it just wasn't working. So when I spoke to that executive and I said, what does this leader care about? What are their drivers? He said to me, well, he has been for 2 promotions. I know he's feeling really frustrated that he's not getting to where he wants to in his career. I think that's his driver. He wants more money. He wants a higher, more prestigious position. And I said, there's your in. That's where you've got to approach this from. The exec did have that conversation. He spoke to the leader about, his future and what he was hoping to achieve, and he addressed the skill shortage and made it really clear that if he wanted to be considered for these jobs and have a real chance, then improving his communication was key. Now, suddenly it switched on for this leader because it wasn't about the impact it was having on his team. It spoke his language. It lit up his brain. He wanted that promotion. Here's the road to the promotion, and it cut through. So in answer to your question, to have the conversation with the underperformer about the impact they're having on their team, sure, you can talk about the impact on their team, but more importantly is knowing their drivers and motivations and speaking to those. I hope that helps. Have a great night, everyone. Stay safe and stay sane.